Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Fantasy Football Podcast. Thoughts, analysis, and information to help you succeed in your fantasy football leagues. I am your host, Chad Lyon, and joining me is Nick Hunsicker.
Yo!
And our producer, Mitchell Bird. Hello! This is our Week 9, 4 o'clock Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football game slate preview. Nicholas! How's it going?
Had a great day at work. Ready to get this podcast going.
Yeah, right. Hate work.
Yeah.
Stupid work.
Ugh.
Not a fan. Hey, no top 3 today.
No top 3. That's all right.
Work got in the way and just couldn't think of nothing.
Lots of things happened today that got in the way. That's why Ty's not here.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing. I miss Ty. Poor Ty.
I know you do.
You know, we don't have a top 3, but if we had top 3 catches ever, Garrett Wilson might be.
Garrett Wilson, Odell Beckham Jr. I think we probably all have the same 2 at least.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, what a catch.
Thursday night football.
Oh,
they pull it out. Go Jets.
Go Jets. Good for you.
The first half was terrible.
Yeah.
But man, like Aaron Rodgers kind of looked like Aaron Rodgers there in the second half. There were some things in the first half that were not his fault.
Right.
It's like they're just not on the same page, man.
Could have been Aaron Rodgers all game if Devontae Adams could catch a football.
There was a couple moments there where it's like, dude, what was wrong with that?
Yeah.
You just let it zip behind
you
your
guys
back
did
shoulder.
This for 6 years or whatever in Green Bay. And what happened?
He just simply didn't turn. It's almost like he was trying to block that guy. Or so I don't know what he was thinking.
And then like the diving one.
Yeah.
And it literally hits him in the hands. And that's a catch I've seen Adams make
1,000,000 times.
100 times.
Yeah.
And he drops an easy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
You got a serviceable day out of Breece Hall. It's fine. Right. What did he end up with? Thought it was, but that was actually a boosted league that I was looking at. 10. See, yeah, okay. So not serviceable. And that league I was speaking of, I seen he had like 15 or 16.
Not when you're points for them.
But in a regular PPR format, man, that's 2 games in a row that make you go, ugh.
Yeah.
The 9 and a 10.
After a big one.
Yeah, that's tough. But Houston run D, tough.
Yeah.
Real tough. You expect guys like Breece Hall to overcome that.
Yeah,
that's where the problem lies. Standard PPR formats, Garrett Wilson drops a 30.
Yep.
Devontae Adams with a 22, man.
It's still good enough. He could have had 32 with the amount of balls that he dropped.
Could have been 60 points between 2 guys.
That was crazy.
And then you could at least give Breece Hall an excuse. Like, well.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
And like we said, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 numbers from them.
Yeah, I think last time we talked, we landed at Wilson's a 2 and Devontae's a flex. But after last night, like if this is what we're going to start seeing, I mean, it's 1 sample size.
Yeah.
And it's only a half of football. But maybe things are clicking a little bit. Like maybe this is kind of what I expected.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm not ready to say like, oh yeah, they're all smash starts. I mean, Garrett Wilson, you start him every week. But anyway, the point of this is I'm going to go ahead and I think you agree. I think Garrett Wilson's a 1.
I think so too.
And I think Devontae Adams is a 2 and can be a 1.
Yeah.
It's going to depend on, is this what we're going to see moving forward?
Yeah, Devontae gets like the wide receiver 1 all the way down to low end flex range. Like he covers the board for me.
Yeah. And if we're going to start getting something going here, like you might get to a point where it's just like, they're both like high end 2/1. Like
right.
Any given week. Texans, Aaron Rodgers too. I don't know how many people started him, but in a deeper league, yippee.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh.
Houston, Tank Dell, 18 PPR points. He had a good game.
Mm-hmm.
He looked better than what I've been seeing. CJ Stroud seems like he got banged up a little bit. I want to keep an eye on that. Joe Mixon. Can we how many carries did he have? 24 carries. I mean, good. No catches, but 24 carries.
Yeah.
Again, he now has over 75 touches in 3 games.
That's insane.
I don't know.
What did he have? What do you have? 56 is what you told me on Wednesday, I think.
56, yes.
So 56, 24, so 70.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
No.
80. 80. Yep.
Quick math. quick math. 80. That's insane.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like you love it.
Yeah, as a fantasy owner, you love it, but that's
also,
scary.
Do you though? Because like
the wheels are going to fall
Mixon
off.
in the end. If you're a team that's at the top of your standings in a redraft league or even a dynasty, you need this to last. If you're contending, you need it to last. And I don't know, man. I don't know how sustainable that is. And then you go ahead and see, and in week 16 and 17, he's got to do with Kansas City and Baltimore. Ugh. The upside is they should be healthier by then.
Hopefully those 2 games, he gets 16 carries and they throw the ball. Because both of them have great run defenses, so maybe they stray away from it a little bit. So maybe
he gets some catches in that whole deal
right.
Instead of trying to hammer it through the line. I don't know. You love to have Mixon right now.
Yeah.
You do. You love to have him, but boy, I almost wonder if he's a sell high just due to that. I just have a really hard time believing he can sustain.
And that's coming off of an injury. He was out.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
They took it easy on him when he come back. He only had 15 total touches when he returned.
Right.
But
yeah, I think I messaged you guys at halftime, and it was they're running the wheels off of this guy.
Who would you take for Mixon? If you're in that boat and you're worried, who would you take for him?
I'm selling really high.
What wide receiver would you take for him?
The first name that came to mind was Amon Ra, but the person who has Amon Ra should not do that.
Yeah.
In a PPR.
Yeah, but you're talking you. You have Mixon. So you would take Amon Ra.
Yeah. It would take a lot to get him away from me.
Would you take A.J. Brown?
Yeah.
Would you take Tyreek Hill?
No.
Garrett Wilson?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not really seeing much here because some of these would be how about Malik Neighbors?
PPR? Yeah, probably.
Okay. I don't know how many people will be inclined to make that move as far as a person trying to get Mixon, but
I know that's
to throw some names
that's
out.
The cost for me. That's the cost for Mixon right now because you have to replace whatever. What's he been around 20 to 30 points for the last 3 weeks?
I think he just dropped 16, but yeah, he's
16. He had
20 to 30 a couple weeks before that. Yeah, I think he got 30 in week 1. I don't really see much more here that I can really call out. I mean, there's some trades. Maybe you'd take 2 guys,
right?
Would you take Zay Flowers and Josh Downs?
Yeah, I think I would.
Marvin Harrison and Josh Downs?
No.
Would you take Nico Collins straight up right now? Say you're 6-2 in your redraft league and you have Mixon. You're trying to move him. Would you take Nico straight up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's enough for that. Hey, actually, what did Dalton Schultz end up with last night?
I
would like to see
6
that.
points.
Yeah, all right. Go Kincaid, go.
Another banger from Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, let's see here. He ended up with 5 PPR points. So
yeah, there you go. 3 catches, 40-some yards. Awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
All right, you got anything else for Thursday night?
No, that's
okay. We kind of did that on the fly. I had no notes.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to 4:00 games, and we'll start with the Bears at the Cardinals. Are you starting Caleb this week?
Sure.
What makes you want to start him?
Arizona wasn't. They've had a couple of good weeks that they've strung in a row now. They weren't great to start the year. And Caleb's looked like he's gotten better almost every week. Last week, iffy against the Commanders, but before that, he was on an incline.
Yeah. You know, Washington pressured him over 60%.
Crazy.
That's like highest in the league.
Yeah, that's insane.
No. He shouldn't deal with that this week.
No.
I don't know. It's in like a 12-man PPR redraft league. It's really hard to lean on.
Yeah.
You know, bye week filler, but man, that's tough. I think I'd want to fade him.
Yeah.
I mean, you can if you have to start him, that is, but
I can see like
Caleb or Kyler.
Caleb.
Man,
Chicago defense and Kyler's been terrible this year. Yeah, well, sorry.
To string things together.
Last few weeks he's been great, but before that, it was pretty bad.
20 and 23 the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't know. The defense really bothers me.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah. This is kind of like the rare case where even with rushing upside, because I don't fade that very often.
I know you don't. Yeah.
But I feel like I have to fade the QB position almost every week against the Bears.
Yeah.
As far as whether you're rushing or you're a pocket guy, it doesn't really matter. But if you're telling me Caleb versus Kyler, give me Kyler.
Really?
Yeah, give me Kyler. I don't love it. But if you're telling me it's him versus Caleb, slight nudge for Kyler.
I see like
just because of rushing.
16.5 points for Caleb. 14 for Kyler. Like, I'm kind of in the same boat as you where it's really close. I just think the defense for Chicago's better.
Give me Kyler with the rushing.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be close.
Sure.
I'm curious to see how that lands. So you're taking Caleb?
Yeah, I'm taking Caleb.
I'll take Kyler. I think it's probably going to get close to the same output, but I could see one crack off with Kyler. Not that he's out there running 50-yard touchdowns every game. Did he do a 50 and like a 40-something this year?
Yeah.
For touchdowns.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, you're not going to get that all the time, but it could happen at any moment.
Sure.
So, yeah, give me Kyler.
Okay.
The Bears, they're about middle of the road against the run.
Mm-hmm.
James Conner is an every week start for me anyway, but if I'm betting on someone to get in the end zone for Arizona this week, it's Conner.
Sure.
Like, I feel way better about that than going Kyler over Caleb. I'll tell you that.
Right.
43 total touches the last 2 weeks. I don't expect it to change.
No.
If they run into trouble, I feel like it's like, all right, get Conner going. You know? So, yeah, give me all the James Conner this week.
Yep.
You're starting DeAndre Swift. What's Swift's floor this week against the Cardinals?
14.
I have 14 marked down on my notes.
Yeah.
Give me 14. No less than 18 total touches in each of his last 3 games. Didn't have a single catch last week against Washington. No, that's weird. That can't happen. The Bears need to utilize that. You would think with all that pressure rate,
just dump it off
quick out in the flat. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I still am not real thrilled with this Bears coaching staff. I think they need to do better for what they have. Like, come on, you brought this kid in, you spent this pick. Like, just wipe out the coaching staff and go get Frank Reich, bring him in here. Somebody. Do better.
Yeah,
you got to do better than this. So hopefully, the Bears have to utilize that. So you hope that gets back on track. The pass catching for Swift, that is. I think it will. And also Achane, he just dumped 97 yards on the Cardinals on 10 carries. So I think Swift is fine this week. RB2?
Yeah.
Give me RB2. Cardinals, 22nd against the wide receiver position, 26th in the league against the pass. Can Moore or Allen get right?
I think so.
Which one do you lean?
Moore
as well for me. This has to start working. I don't know. There's just something about this game. I don't like the Bears traveling all the way over to Arizona. And I don't know, man. This game just bugs me for the Bears side outside of Swift, but give me Moore.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. I thought this was going to be a lot better.
Me too.
A lot of it's not
he's
really
having
his fault,
worst statistical season yet.
Well, he's also having a lot of off-target throws, which doesn't help what you just said. That's probably the cause mainly for it.
Sure.
And I don't know. I haven't looked in a while. I don't know if his routes have changed the way that they.
Yeah, I was just looking at route trees before, and it seems like he's gotten a lot, like, not different route. Like, he's lining up in different positions and running different routes compared to that 1 week that we looked at.
It's like 4 routes.
Yeah,
fade out, fade in.
Yeah.
No
so
good.
It looks a lot better, but
okay. Well,
I don't know.
At the end of the day, they're not world beaters on the other side. They have their weeks where they can be stingy and tough.
Sure.
But I'd like to fade more. A lot of people can't.
Right.
And if you're asking me Moore over Allen, give me Moore.
Sure.
Okay. Do you have to bench Marvin Harrison this week? Oh, boy.
It hurts. I have to start him.
No.
I don't have to. I have options, but
he was taken around the 1-2 turn in the vast majority.
First round. I have to start him.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
Stuck.
But see, this is where, like, even though he's a rookie, like, you want that. And maybe we don't look at it this way year 2, 3 going down the line. Like, you hope you look at it as, well, you start him anyway. It's Marvin Harrison Jr. Like,
right.
I think sometimes, like, we want everything right now. We've talked about it. Like, he is still a rookie. But again, where you took him, it makes it awfully hard to bench him.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about him this week, just as I am. It's not a him problem. It's a Bears problem.
Yeah.
You're starting Trey McBride. So I looked at some advanced stats. 27.2% target share. That's wild. 148 slot snaps across 8 weeks. He's absolutely being utilized as a big-time pass catcher. 9th in fantasy points per route run with 0.5.
He might be the best corner route runner in the game. Like, tight end, wide receiver, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He might be the best corner route runner in the game.
Shows a real knack for it.
Yeah.
1.65 fantasy points per target. That's 20th. 14th in yards per target with 8. 11th in yards after catch with 162. His ADOT is 7.5. That's 9th. Only 1 touchdown. That's the word.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Right.
Only 1 touchdown, and it was a fumble that he fell on.
Yeah.
So he makes up for it in catches and yards. I would just like to see the touchdown thing start to swing upwards, but I mean, come on, man. This is smash start every week stuff. Like, don't even blink at it.
Right.
Are you fading Kmet?
No.
I'll fade Kmet just because it only, like, if you have him and you feel like you have to start him, I guess fine. But I just think there's other guys you can start over him.
Maybe
you got to be pretty sore at tight end to have to start Kmet unless it's a bye week. So you feel okay with spot starting him on a bye week?
Like, if we have Goddard and Kmet, Goddard hurt. Like, I'm okay with Kmet.
Okay. All right, that's it for that game. Let's move on to the Jaguars at the Eagles. Smash start all Eagles?
Yeah.
Hurts?
Yes.
Barkley?
Yep.
Brown?
Oh, yeah.
How about Devonta?
Oh, yeah.
Could he be the odd man out this week?
No.
Don't think so.
I don't think there's any odd man out.
I don't think so. Goddard is out again. All that's going to do is pump Devonta up. Do you have any concern when Goddard does return for Devonta Smith?
Yeah, a little
I feel like they kind of take away from each other.
A little bit.
At the end of the day, it runs through Barkley and Brown, but I don't know, man. His targets have not been, but again, somebody's always out, it seems like. So, like, you hear a lot of those murmurs, just in, like, the fantasy community. Like, a lot of people are concerned. People were concerned this week, like, oh, Goddard might come back. Would that make you have a little reserve for Devonta Smith? Or?
Not against Jacksonville's defense.
Right. And the thing is, like, you really can't until you see it affect something. Like,
right.
You would think at this point, like, you'd prefer to get it to Devonta than Goddard, as much as I love Goddard.
Right.
So, yeah. I don't believe he's an odd man out. I think the Eagles have a great offensive game here. Not much to talk about. You're starting Hurts, you're starting Barkley, you're starting Brown, you're starting Smith, and Goddard is out this week.
Yeah.
Anything else there for the Eagles?
No, not yet. We'll save it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I got you. Jaguar side, even if both Brian Thomas and Gabe Davis play, they're both game time decisions, it's looking like. So are we fading Lawrence this week?
Yeah.
I think so too. I'd imagine most weeks you're fading him. Why would you? Now it doesn't seem like the time. Brian Thomas, if he plays, he's a what this week?
Flex.
He's a 2 for me.
That Quinyon Mitchell is shutting down. He shut down Jamar Chase last week when he was lined up against him. He's a scary corner right now.
You know who's scary receiver? Brian Thomas. He's a pretty scary dude.
Yeah.
Ninth in catchable target rate at 81.6%, which also says something about Lawrence, might I add.
Yeah.
So don't give me this Lawrence can't play stuff. Like, I'm telling you,
it's there.
Not you, just
no.
The vast
I love Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, listen, I don't know what they need to do, but he needs better weapons. Like Gabe Davis ain't it. Christian Kirk ain't it.
Right.
Brian Thomas is going to keep getting better. They add maybe a good solid veteran free agent to play opposite him, and maybe things change. Get a better running back. Nick,
I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
I blacked out.
Nick didn't trade for ETN.
No,
he didn't do that.
I dumped a bunch of garbage for it. Okay,
yeah, fair enough. Hey, also on Brian Thomas, 7th in yards after catch with 213. Here's a really good one. 11th in yards per team pass attempt with 2.3. 8th in fantasy points per route run with 0.6. 6th in fantasy points per target with 2.5. 16th in total route wins with 96.
I think that's about like the stats that he was at when I picked him for the boom week where he went boom. That's almost identical to his stats then. So he's consistently that good.
11th in route win rate. 53%. A little over 53%. Fantasy points per target versus man, 1.7. Versus zone, 2.8.
Man.
Listen, rest of the season, to me, like this screams wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
The problem is him being banged up this week.
And Jacksonville's schedule is not great.
Right.
So.
But boy, that's okay. But that's my argument. I don't care. Like, I think he might be one of these guys
it's enough
where I don't care.
Yeah.
Catchable target rate at 81.6% on top of everything he's a wide receiver 1 at full health.
Right.
And you probably flex him.
Right.
Do you know, that's like, so to sum all of it up, he is the epitome of what a league winner is.
Right.
This is going to be, I don't think this, I understand you're right about the schedule. I don't think it's going to matter. It hasn't mattered.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I know they have Tennessee twice.
Right.
That's tough.
Yep.
They have the Eagles right now. Like, that's tough.
But are you going to bench him?
I'm not
benching.
No
way.
No
way. Especially after hearing all that stuff.
Right.
Okay. You're starting Evan Ingram. ETN could play this week. Game time decision. Bigsby is also questionable. What's the interest level if they both play?
I know that I just traded for ETN, and if he starts, I might have to start him because I'm dealing with a lot of injuries right now in that league. I don't love it.
Here's what I'll say. If they both play, I have no interest.
Yeah.
If ETN's out and Bigsby plays, I have no interest. If Bigsby's out and only ETN plays, I have no interest.
Yeah.
This
Eagles defense is going to shut the run down anyway.
They're a great run defense.
Yeah.
It's not a homer thing. They just are.
Yeah.
And so I don't have any interest in the Jacksonville backfield regardless of the health situation. Got anything else?
No.
Okay. Let's move on to the Rams at the Seahawks. Puka is questionable already with the same knee he previously injured.
Yeah. Don't set your lineups until 10 minutes before the game anymore because what is going on?
What is he if he plays?
A wide receiver 1?
Yeah. And Kupp is what?
A wide receiver 2? Wide receiver 1 upside?
I think they're both receiver 2s with room for more.
Right.
The problem is, I don't know if you judge everything off last week, Puka's a 1, Kupp's a 2, but it's not going to be like that every week.
Yeah.
If they're both healthy, Kupp's going to have his days.
Sure.
So to me, I would just feel safe calling them both 2s with room for more on a weekly basis.
Sure.
You're starting Kyron. Don't be dumb. Don't be an idiot. Start that man.
Yeah.
Preseason, I believe Tyler and I figured him finishing between RB6 and 8 in that range. He's currently RB5.
Yeah.
No Pacheco has helped that.
Sure.
Because he was another guy. We were like him and Pacheco. It's I think they could be higher than what we're seeing here. And we were figuring between 6 and 8, but he's currently 5 right now.
Sure.
So that's great.
Good.
And he was another one that slew of backs went before him.
Yeah.
In my redraft league, I saw that and all these mocks and stuff, and I'm like, I'm just going to get some receivers and I'll take Kyren and Mixon.
Yeah.
It's worked out beautifully. There is some concern with the workload for both of them, though, so I'm a little worried about it. But what are you going to do? You keep rolling them guys out. Kyron's a smash start every single week. Matchup doesn't matter.
Yep.
You can start Geno this week.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They throw so much. They just throw. Which actually you would think would hurt Ken Walker. Doesn't, because they throw it to him 100 times a game. So you start Ken Walker. DK is out this week. Lockett or JSN?
I feel like I do this every time we talk about this. JSN.
I'm going JSN.
Yeah.
And again, just like I believe we actually said this last week, they're both flexes regardless.
Yeah.
You can start either one of these guys. The Rams have played a crap load of run heavy teams. They're not a great pass defense. And the Seahawks throw the hell out of the football. I think Lockett and JSN could both have a good game. Like, they're not both going to get you 24 fantasy points, but I think you can get serviceable out of both of them. And one of these guys, I think, is going to do a little more than serviceable.
Yeah.
I'll lean on JSN.
Sure.
Okay. I got nothing else for this game.
No,
we covered all the running backs, the receivers. It's a lot of starts in that game, like a lot of obvious ones. Like, you start them.
Right.
All right, let's move on to the Lions at the Packers. Looks like Love could play. Still questionable. Matt LaFleur is giving us nothing. Any concern starting him not at 100% if he does play?
No.
It's a no for me.
Yeah.
We've already been here.
Yeah.
We've already started Love at less than 100%. And if I remember correct, it was fine.
Just fine.
Yep. If you have Love and he's healthy, don't go run into the waivers.
Yeah.
Start Love.
Don't start Anthony Richardson off the waivers. Start Jordan Love.
Nobody can start Anthony Richardson, Nick. That was a dig at me.
Anyways.
All right. Yeah, we'll get to the Colts eventually. You start Josh Jacobs. Volume's king. Even the things that I said about Jacobs in the preseason, I still stick to it.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, volume's king. You can't preach it all the time. Follow the opportunity, follow the volume. I can't preach against it just because it's Josh Jacobs and I made a certain call. Still don't love what he does with the volume, though there are some weeks where I do.
Yeah.
So because of the volume, you just start him.
Yeah.
His floor is like 11. His ceiling is like 25.
Sure.
So you're going to get somewhere between there every single week. So he's an every week start. Detroit, pretty terrible against the pass. They are getting better, though.
They are.
It is getting better.
Yep.
So here we go again. Packers receivers. How are we going to rank these guys this week?
Can I see the injury report?
I think everybody's healthy.
Man, Dobbs, Reed, Watson.
Wicks is 4.
Yeah. I think Wicks stays at 4 for me.
Yep. For me, it's Dobbs, Reed, Watson, Wicks. So here's the deal.
I had it Reed, Dobbs before.
Yeah, and I want to keep going there, but here's the problem. Dobbs gets the volume.
Yes, I'm going volume now.
I cannot preach. And we do it all the time on here. We can't preach to follow the volume and then say, Reed is
Reed's
one.
got the upside. Like,
follow the volume.
Yeah.
I can't ignore it anymore. So for now, today, as we're recording this, Dobbs is 1 for me.
Yes.
Okay. Sam Laporta or Tucker Kraft this week?
Sam Laporta.
I will take Tucker Kraft.
I think Tucker Kraft is also a great play. Sam Laporta is going to get a boost.
For sure. We'll hit on that in just 1 second. Kraft for me, Laporta for you?
Yeah.
Fading or starting Goff on the road? In a division game.
I'll start him.
Outside.
I'll start him.
It's supposed to be bad weather, I believe.
I think you're right. I think I did hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think?
That changes things.
I'm going to fade him.
Yeah, I'd fade maybe.
Division games weird me out too, especially this one in particular for some reason. I don't know whether to think like low score, beating the brakes off each other, just in the trenches, or it's just going to be like a higher score. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
This specific division game bugs me.
Yeah.
It's a tough call. But that
whole division is like,
yeah.
I don't really know when they play each other. I don't know. They're like the only division left that has like real rivalry games.
Feels
anymore.
that way.
Yeah,
feels that way.
Like Eagles, Cowboys, sure, but like the entire division, it's not.
You got Darius Slay on Parsons' podcast,
right?
Like, and they're it's just whatever.
Steelers, Ravens. I gotta say it.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep,
that's like as good of a rivalry as that is. It's one
out of a full division.
Two teams out of a full division.
Feels like whenever anyone out of this division here with the Lions, Packers, Vikings,
the NFC North
Bears,
hates each other.
Dude, they're brutal to each other. Smash start Sonic and Knuckles. Gibbs and Monty all day, every week. Don't get cute. The Packers are 12th against the running back position, and guess what? Don't care. Smash start Amon-Ra every week. Stay with it every week. Don't get cute. I know he's had a couple down. He's fine.
Yep.
Keep starting the guy.
Yep.
What's going on with Jameson Williams? This is the boost that you're speaking of, right?
Yeah.
What's good? It's something about guns. Like but I'm not really finding anything crazy about it. Like
I don't know why. Like, what's going on with this kid?
Like, I'm hearing right now, like everyone, like, Jameson Williams, like saying it right now, Williams. But then I hear like all these gun charges. Why are we just assuming he'll be back next week? Isn't that or maybe the guns were legal? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
All I've heard was he was pulled over with like a friend or a cousin or something,
and there were
guns in the car. That's
right.
it. Yeah. No context, just that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to think about it. I hope it's nothing that's going to cause more of a suspension because Jameson's been great, even with like minimal target share.
Yep.
He just smashes it. Yep. So I don't know. Just keep something to keep your eye on.
Yeah, just watch him.
Okay. That's it for 4:00. Let's move on to Sunday Night Football, and we have the Colts at the Vikings. Out with Richardson, in with Flacco.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So Nick and I have this ongoing Richardson thing. He thinks he's pure garbage.
Yeah.
And you should pretty much just give him away in a dynasty league.
Well, okay. All right. All right.
Defend yourself.
All right. Settle down.
Defend yourself.
I don't like him at all.
Why? Did you like Josh Allen when he came into the league?
Yeah.
Then why don't you like Anthony Richardson? You don't like project quarterbacks?
No, it's not that. I saw this. Oh, God. I'm going to get grilled. Carson Wentz, when he was at his MVP level, the way that he played.
Reckless?
Sure. Sure. Which is the Patrick Mahomes now. Was Josh Allen. Rookie year.
Say this again.
So Carson Wentz, his MVP season.
Yeah.
Was the epitome of how Patrick Mahomes plays every game.
Okay.
And how Josh Allen played in his rookie year. Like, just go out and find it.
Nobody was starting Josh Allen his rookie year.
Nobody was starting
him.
People
were running from him.
But
People
you could
were saying how terrible his accuracy
But you could see it.
Sure you could. And I can see it with Richardson.
And I don't see it there.
It's there.
2 for 15 at one point last week.
It's okay.
Oh,
you know how many drops there were? Let's count them.
I know.
Do we need to go back and count the drops?
No. Oh, you counted them for us. I know. But I don't know.
What does Nick Hunsicker do right now on a rebuilding team and one of your quarterbacks in a super flex and dynasty? You have Richardson. What are you doing with him?
Trade him and start somebody.
Trading him for what?
Whatever I can get.
I think that's a really big mistake.
I will trade him and take a draft pick, not from this year, but the year after, and go after a quarterback. Stack my draft picks, get a first round pick with stacked draft picks, and take a better quarterback in that draft. You're playing the long game anyway. You're in tank mode.
You have to
play a wide receiver at the Superflex. Who cares?
Sure, yeah, I don't care about that part.
Right.
I'm talking about going. So at the end of the day, you just don't have the faith that I have going forward.
Right.
The amount of people that did the same thing with Josh Allen.
Yeah, but I would have kept Josh Allen.
Sure, I get that.
I don't know what the difference is.
I just think it's here's where I'm at. Same question I just asked you. My response would be, you get something you cannot pass up, you take it.
Yeah.
If someone throws 2 firsts at you, Well,
obviously.
As much faith as I have for this to potentially come around, he's too freakishly talented.
Yeah.
And
he is built for this.
Yes.
He is built like a robot quarterback.
He has a cannon.
Yeah.
Who did we just describe?
Not Josh Allen. He has a cannon, sure.
And he's built for this.
But he's not he's not the robot that Anthony Richardson is.
I'm not calling him Josh Allen. Let me make that very clear.
I don't think that he'll ever even sniff that.
I think we want to give up on guys way too soon. I think that's
agreed.
Like our patience level is
But the guy, how many games has he played since high school?
Oh, that's not.
It's like he's played like 36 games since high school, including his college career. And where are we at now? 11, 12 games, whatever, in the NFL. He doesn't play. And when he plays, he's terrible.
Sounds like a rookie project.
He wasn't even like incredible in college. He had the highlight plays that got him drafted.
Yeah, he's a project.
And because he's a freak athlete. But that's a project who doesn't play.
In a dynasty, I don't care if he's playing.
Yeah, I get keep him stashed on the bench for the rest of your life.
No,
whatever.
This year.
I don't think it changes next year.
I do. That's where we're different. I do. He hasn't got to sit behind anybody. Was he learning from Gardner Minshew?
No, but
let him learn from Joe Flacco for a year.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. I need to see him learn from Joe Flacco for a year before I'm just like, oh my God, whatever I can take. Yeah. Give me Malachi Corley in a second. No.
Done. I would do that deal.
No way.
In a heartbeat.
Not a chance in hell am I doing that deal in a super flex league rebuilding. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to, do the right thing, you just take my advice.
No, obviously you want to take the best deal you can get. Obviously.
Sure.
I understand
Ty puts 2 firsts on him.
I would not pay 2 firsts for him.
I would not either.
I would not pay a first for him.
I would.
Just a single first.
Yep. I would.
I wouldn't.
I'm not giving now. This also depends on what kind of boats are you in? Like you've been rebuilding. If you have 2 firsts this year and 2 firsts next year, I will let one of those go for Anthony Richardson.
Sure.
It's so context matters in this too. That's right. Another thing.
Sure.
You have to take so many things.
If you have the capital,
yes,
and you want to take a flyer, okay.
Right.
I guess. I don't love it. And I think it will backfire where you could probably get a McMillan this year in the draft or a Hunter if he ends up being a wide receiver, who knows, whatever.
I will say this. I'm having a really hard time buying him. Oh, a really hard time. It's because of that freakish athlete upside, man.
Yeah.
We saw what Cam Newton did. I'm not calling him Cam Newton, but that freakish upside is like, oh my good Lord, he could have a terrible real life game and give me 32 fantasy points.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever come around.
Okay.
Until I see anything. I don't think I ever will.
All right. You know where I'm at. You know where Nick's at.
Yeah.
Do what you do.
We'll see it in a couple years. We'll find out.
Yeah. All right. With Flacco. Okay. The Vikings are dead last against the wide receiver position. Downs or Pittman?
Downs is his guy.
Downs. Give me Downs.
Yep.
You start them both.
Yep.
You're starting Jonathan Taylor, but how do you feel against the Vikings
Not
defense?
Great. Not against
great,
their run defense.
But you're starting him anyway.
Yep.
I still think he can get you to 15.
Yeah. I think so.
I don't think that's a problem. And it could be more. Jonathan Taylor, that's the thing. Like when we talk about, I don't know if he can overcome this. Jonathan Taylor's one of those guys. He can overcome this.
Yep.
Darnold, he's on your boom list.
Yep.
So he's obviously a start, right?
He's obviously a start.
Okay.
Yep.
He is a start against
he's a start every week at this point.
Yeah.
He's turned into that.
Unless he's getting pressured.
Yeah.
And he does not have Darisaw.
We're really going to see what that looks like.
Yep. I don't know. Colts.
Well,
we'll see soon enough.
Where does DeForest Buckner or whoever line up? Wherever they line up, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. You're starting Jefferson. You're starting Aaron Jones. Hawkinson is a go. Starting him?
Sure.
I think he brings a whole new dynamic to the offense they haven't had. That's gonna I think it's fine.
I know we were like, whoa, like let's.
Especially if you've been struggling all year, it's like, oh, I got him back.
Go.
Like, play him.
Go.
Yep, I agree. Fading Addison or flexing him.
Flex him.
I think you can flex him this week.
Yeah, I think.
I don't love it. I don't love it.
Yeah,
but there's
11 to 12 points.
He's a nice upside play flex.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. Anything else for that one? No.
We agree a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Anthony Richardson, it's crazy,
right? It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's that running quarterback thing I got. All right. Monday Night Football. The Buccaneers at the Chiefs. Baker or Mahomes?
Man. Mahomes.
I have to go Mahomes, man. They're
the defenses is what does it for me.
They're terrible against every position. Yeah. They're not that good. Mahomes for me. But Baker shocked me last week.
I mean, yeah,
just like with minimal. It's just this is a different defense.
It's a much
Yes, I have a league where I have a redraft league where I have Baker and the Kansas City D, and I'm just like scratching my head. Like, man, I kind of want to pick up Derek Carr and start him against Carolina. So I kind of want to.
Sure.
As far as the Bucs players go,
play Bryce Young against the Saints.
No.
Anyways.
Why would?
Anyways. Bryce Young over Carr. Come on now. Anyways, move on.
Wow. Okay. You're going to have to clarify that before we're done. Did you say Bryce Young over Carr?
This week. Not forever, but this week.
Wait, you're going to have to... Is there something later you plan on saying about this?
No.
Well, then you need to clarify right now.
The Saints are not good against the pass, and neither are the Panthers. Sure. Bryce Young still has something to prove. Derek Carr's team has given up on Allen. The Saints are done. And they're probably going to run the ball more than they pass the ball because
these Saints skill players just had a great game. Without Derek Carr.
And great. Give it to Kamara.
Oh, give me Carr over Bryce Young. I can't do that.
I think Kamara. Anyway, that Kamara's the play from that game.
No Olave?
But I think, Olave's going to be fine, sure. Okay. But I think Kamara's the smash start in that game. And then Bryce Young scores more fantasy points than Derek Carr.
Mitchell, make a note of that, please. Give me Carr over Bryce Young.
Give me Bryce Young over Derek.
Oh, my God.
Okay,
I can't believe you're saying that.
Yeah. Just this week. That will never come out of my mouth again where I say Bryce Young over anybody, but over Derek Carr, this week.
Man.
Just this week.
Oof. Okay, as far as the Bucs players go, I'm only starting K. Dotton.
Yeah.
Must start.
Yeah.
It's clearly running through them. You got the Bucs wide receivers injuries. The Chiefs are actually last against the tight end position, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
And you're going to take it anyway.
Right.
Any interest in any of these other guys? Rashad White, Bucky Irving, Jalen McMillan?
No.
I can't.
Chiefs defense.
Yeah, I'm going to fade them all. No. Got to fade them all. Hopkins is on your boom list.
He is.
So you're feeling pretty confident.
I feel really good about it. Now that they've had their time to get acquainted, and it's a bad pass defense, I like that matchup a lot.
Forecast is production for me this weekend, fantasy-wise.
22. If I'm throwing a dart and trying to hit the number, 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Curious to see how that lands.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
That's why I put, the boom list is meant to be like my wide receiver one is who I think is going to be the wide receiver one that week. And
going to be awful tough to beat Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And he'll tie Devontae Adams if he gets that.
Right.
All right. You're starting Kelsey.
Yes.
You're starting Hunt. Talk about running someone's wheels off. But why wouldn't you? You got Pacheco in the wings.
Whatever.
He should be back in it doesn't sound like next week, but 2 to 4, I'm guessing. Hopefully you get him before I would love to see. You don't want to get him right back like week 1 of the fantasy playoffs.
But if you're a Pacheco owner who got Kareem Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
You're okay. Whatever.
Yeah. Kind of scary, though. I think it's going to be before, but what if Pacheco returns like week 15? That makes things really, really, really tough.
Because they're loving Hunt.
And that's the other thing. Like, they're going to ease him in before their actual real life playoffs start. Like, and now
Yeah.
Have him during, that could make things tricky, but I do expect them back before week 15. So like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
4 at max.
12 maybe.
That's like you're pushing week 13, 12, 13 at that point. That's when I'd prefer him to be back.
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy, boom week or bust week?
Meh week?
I'll take a boom.
Somewhere in the middle.
I'm going to take a boom week this week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bucs defense. Yeah. Boom week. I think a lot of it's going to, I think we're going to see like a Rashee Rice, like 14 target game for D-Hop.
I could see that.
Yeah. And then maybe like a 5 target game for Rashee. But Rashee Rice can turn that into 2 touchdowns.
You mean Worthy?
I'm sorry, Worthy. Yes. Right. Can turn that into 2 touchdowns.
Could. And by boom week, I mean like a boom week in your flex. So like, let me temper that back a little bit. Like I can see a 16-ish.
Yeah, 16, 17.
Yep,
sure.
I could see that for Worthy this week. Yep. It's in the matchup, and Buccaneers give up a lot to pass catchers. So they use them in strange ways that can really fool a defense, and the Bucs are beat up on defense. And it feels like this could be a higher end Worthy week.
Sure.
Okay. All right. That's it for all the games. So Tyler couldn't make it today. He's got a lot going on, working on his truck. And so we had Nick run the DFS picks this week. So Nick, give us your DFS picks for week 9.
Sure. Trying to follow in the footsteps. I hope I do as good as Ty. I know he wins a lot of money on these things. I went with Bo Nix. He was one of my boom quarterbacks. 5,900 going against the 30th ranked defense against QBs. So again, in Baltimore. So Bo Nix has been great the last few weeks. So I'm going to keep rolling with him. Alvin Kamara, who we mentioned, 7,800 going against the 32nd ranked rush defense. That's where I think they're just going to run the ball. Then I have DeAndre Swift going against Arizona, 26th ranked defense against the running back, 6,400. So a middle play. Then I have Romeo Doubs going against Detroit. That's a 5,700 play. Trying to shed a little bit of dollars there. Devonta Smith against Jacksonville, 6,400. 29th ranked against the wide receivers. I think everybody eats in that offense. And then I have Cortland Sutton going against Baltimore and pairing him with Bo Nix, 5,400. 31st against the receiver position. Little spoiler alert here. I'm going Grant Calcaterra, saving a lot of cash there so that I could play some bigger names like Alvin Kamara, Devontae Smith. He only cost 3,400, and he's going against the 23rd ranked tight end defense in Jacksonville. So I'm just saving money there, and he's done well in replacement. He's getting you enough. And then I have Jacoby Myers as my flex against Cincinnati.
Yep.
That's the 16th ranked defense against receivers. But when he's healthy, he's getting a lot of targets, and he only costs 5,300. So that can go to 25 points this week. Who knows? Titans against the New England defense. We talked about how that was the biggest pickup this week that you can make. New England's the 26th team against defenses. So, and now that number went up when they had Drake May, and it's going to go back down with Jacoby Brissett.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's a good list, man. I like it. That is Nick's DFS picks for week 9. Next segment. Sneaky start of the week. I'll lead it off. I'm going to go with Jalen Coker versus the Saints. Listen, it's opportunity.
I love it.
Deontay's gone. Deontay also missed last week, and Coker got 6 targets. He caught 4 of them, 78 yards and a touchdown, 17 PPR points. I don't expect that target share to go down.
No.
Deontay is gone, not just hurt. So, listen, they gave him the opportunity last week. He did a good job with it. Mm-hmm. I don't see a reason why he does not gain 6 to 8 targets this week. I don't see why not. So, give me some Jalen Coker this week in a you're in a tough situation. Say it all the time, backed into a corner.
Yep.
I think you could do a lot worse.
I think so too.
As far as target share and opportunity goes. I do have a second one. It's more of a if. Tyjae Spears is out. Pollard is questionable. If Pollard does not play, and it's possible he doesn't, I'm going to lean that he will. But if he does not play, how about Julius Chestnut?
I like it.
I mean, again, You got to be backed up. But some people are in these positions.
Yeah.
And if you are.
And he's going to get a lot of volume.
He would.
So.
And yeah, you're talking about them against the Patriots. It's
run the ball.
Yeah, it's a good matchup.
You don't
it just kind of falls in line. So yeah, no kidding.
You don't want Will Levis throwing the football, so just run the ball.
Yep. So I'll go with Jalen Coker, and as a secondary, if Pollard does not play, Julius Chestnut.
Yep, like it.
What do you got, Nick? You spoiled it.
I spoiled it. Grant Calcaterra is going to be my real deep pool. I think he's projected 4.4 points, but he's done well in replacement for Dallas Goedert. I'm not saying that he is Dallas Goedert, but this is when you're grasping at straws and trying to find anything. He can get you 8 to 10 points and maybe get you by for the week.
I agree.
Yep.
Totally agree. What about you, Bird Person? What do you got?
Well, this might be more of a gut start of the week. I'm going to go with Luke McCaffrey. Woo! He's only gotten like at most 3 targets this year.
Yeah.
I'm saying that go up to 5 or 6. I think he gets a touchdown. It's if you're starting him, because you need to, but it's my gut pull this week.
Yeah, right.
He almost had a touchdown.
Right.
He did.
It was just this past week, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he caught it. I think it was 1 foot out, just barely.
1 foot out.
Yep. That would have given him.
And that second foot, it was his heel that was on the out of bounds line.
Yes, because his back was to the. Yep. That would have given him 8 PPR points.
Okay.
So
isn't crazy.
I think you're going to get a few more yards out of him this week too. I'm hoping anyway.
Sure.
Well, it's against the Giants. They're just
a mess.
Yeah. So that's a deep league dart throw.
Yeah.
That is a gutsy call, and I will be monitoring that for sure.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Like in a 14-team league where you're dealing with injuries, bye weeks. Throw a dart.
Could save your week.
It could.
We'll see what happens. I cannot wait to see how this goes. I hope it works, dude. If it works, you and I are switching positions.
Nope. I don't want nothing to do with that. One and done.
there's a lot from this episode we got to keep an eye on.
That's true.
Yeah. No kidding.
It's that time of year.
Yeah. All right. We've got one more segment here, and let's move on to Would You Rather.
I love this one.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Quarterback. Derek Carr at the Panthers or Matthew Stafford at the Seahawks?
Bryce Young. No, I'm just kidding. Matthew Stafford.
Even without Puka, if Puka does not play?
Yes.
Okay. Give me Derek Carr.
No, I'm still going to go Matthew Stafford. I think, like I said, game script, I just think that they're going to run the ball a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one. Would you rather Joe Flacco at the Vikings or Jameis Winston versus the Chargers?
Joe Flacco versus the Vikings. The Chargers are like second against the pass. So.
I wondered if you... Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, it's matchup based. Give me Joe Flacco.
Yep.
Running backs. Would you rather Javonte Williams at the Ravens or Rashad White at the Chiefs?
Oh.
Yeah. Figure it out, Nick. That's a tough one.
Javonte Williams. I think that game's probably closer, so he gets a little more volume.
Once again, I agree. I will go Javonte Williams. Would you rather Rico Dowdle at the Falcons or Alexander Madison at the Bengals?
Is Dowdle going to get 6 minutes before game again?
Right.
Dowdle.
I'll take Madison. He's not sharing.
Yeah.
Would you rather Cedric Tillman at the Chargers or Jalen McMillan at the Chiefs?
Man. I'm gonna say, oh man, I like Cedric Tillman.
I like Cedric Tillman as well.
Yeah, I was tossing it up because one's gonna have an elite corner, one's gonna have an elite corner. Like it doesn't matter.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, give me Tillman with Jameis Winston's love for just gripping it and ripping it.
Yeah.
That's all that's based off of. Yeah,
sure.
They both could have tough days, but we'll see. Would you rather Jalen Tolbert at the Falcons or Jordan Addison versus the Colts?
Jordan Addison versus the Colts.
Yeah, give me Addison.
Yeah.
I want it.
22nd against the pass, I think the Colts are.
Yeah, give me Addison.
Yeah.
Would you rather Mike Gesicki with no Higgins versus the Raiders or Cole Kmet at the Cardinals?
If no Higgins
is doubtful. I don't think it's happening.
Then give me Gesicki.
Yeah, Gesicki without Higgins. With Higgins, give me Kmet.
Yeah.
Okay. Though he's doubtful, so the odds are quite slim.
Yeah.
All right, one more. Would you rather? Would you rather Will Disley at the Browns or Colby Parkinson at the Seahawks?
Will Disley's on the up and up. I think I'm going to go Will Disley.
I'll go Will Disley too. Let me pull him up really quick. I believe his target share jumped. In 2 weeks, he's had 18 targets.
Yeah.
He turned that into 16 and 9 PPR points. So, yeah, there's something there. Has Hayden Hurst been hurt, or is he just getting favored?
I don't know.
Over.
I wouldn't.
I don't know that he played in week 7 or 8. Yeah, okay. He missed 2 straight games with a groin injury. Hayden Hurst no longer has a tag. He is back.
Then maybe not.
I don't see anything fancy or great that Hayden Hurst has done. I think Will Disley kind of capitalized on an opportunity. Due to that, give me Disley.
Okay.
And you're taking...
I took Disley. Yeah, I think I'll stick with Disley. I think so. Troutman doesn't... Parkinson doesn't light the world on fire either, so...
No. I'll take Disley.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, that's it. That's it for a Friday. We got nothing else.
Awesome, that's fun.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Ty, I hope you get your truck fixed.
Me too, buddy. We love you.
I enjoyed being here on Friday, but I know Chad misses you, so
no, you're fine.
He doesn't get to argue.
I miss Ty every day, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Every single day.
That's true.
You don't have you don't fight with him like this.
I have.
You have.
Oh yeah.
You have.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
Not 2 in 1 podcast. That was crazy. Anthony Richardson, Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's absurd.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Bryce Young's gonna have whatever. That's done. Done.
Don't get too hung up on it, Nick.
Game script.
What do you got, Mitchell?
Oh, just excited for this week. It is the time to make moves right now.
Yep.
I'm telling you, I've been waiting a little bit, and it just seems like things are starting to line up. Now's the time to snipe.
Mm-hmm.
It's that point in the season for sure. I will piggyback off that. And that's all I got for today. It's been a long week, and I'm ready to go eat some meatloaf.
Ooh,
that's what's waiting for me in the kitchen.
Nice.
So, yeah. All right, that's it for today's show. Again, as always, thank you all so much for tuning in and giving us your support. Remember, our PPR Superflex Dynasty rankings are now available in the description. Just click the corresponding link, and they are available as well on our Twitter. Also, check the description for instructions on how to get your trades graded. We don't get nearly at all what we would like to get there. So somebody, come on.
Nobody
People
trades.
out there
Come
trading.
on now.
Let's go. Hey, join us next time for a Week 9 reaction. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe to our Spotify, Twitter, and YouTube. Go get a dub this weekend. See you next time, everybody.
See ya.